So Stefanos, Tsitsipas, and Alexander Zverev, they're facing off in the semifinal of Roland Garros. Both players have played well to make it to the semifinals, and this is going to be a battle of who's going to make it through. It's going to be likely a tough match, but one of them will make it through, and I'm going to be predicting who's going to do that. Let's start with Tsitsipas. Tsitsipas has been having a very consistent season. He won a title in Lyon. He defeated Norrie in the final. He also won a Masters 1000 title in Monte Carlo. He defeated Rublev in the final there. He made the finals of Barcelona. And he's also had a decent year overall. He made the finals of Acapulco and the semis of the Australian Open. So he's been really doing well this year. And in his matches in the French Open, initially he didn't start off at his best, but he's really improved every match. In his first round match against Chardy, he defeated him in straight sets 7-6, 6-3, 6-1. In that match, he converted 5 of the 6 break points. Like I said a lot of times, in that match, he was very clinical on chances, which was good in helping him win the match. Because Chardy had a set point, and it could have gone to a 4, but Tsitsipas managed to save it, and he managed to win the match in straight sets. In his match against Martinez, he defeated him in straight sets, but it wasn't the easiest match. But he did defeat him 6-3, 6-4, 6-3. He hit 8 aces. But it wasn't the easiest match for Tsitsipas, because while he won it in straight sets and he didn't lose more than 4 games per set, he also got broken 4 times in that match. So that's to tell you that it wasn't an easy match, despite what the scoreline said. Then he played John Isner, who can always be a tough opponent, even on the clay courts. He had a good run in Madrid. He made the quarterfinals of that tournament. He took a set of Dominic Thiem, so he really had a good run in that tournament, and he can always be tough. The first set, Isner won it 7-5, but Tsitsipas managed to win the next 3, 6-3, 7-6, 6-1. In that match, he won 86% of the first serve points. Also hit 8 aces, so pretty impressive from him. So in that match, he was able to make it through a tight encounter, despite Isner playing pretty well. Against Carreño Busta, in the 4th round, Tsitsipas managed to hold off a late comeback from Carreño Busta and win it in straight sets 6-3, 6-2, 7-5. In that match, on serve, it was clean, 6 aces, 0 double faults. So they did not double fault once in that match. Clean serving performance from Tsitsipas, and he also was able to hold off a late comeback from Carreño Busta, because Carreño Busta was going to push it to a 4th, but Tsitsipas held it off and won it in straight sets. Now, his quarterfinal match was really anticipated against Medvedev, because they've had a rivalry a lot since they've been playing. So it was a really anticipated matchup. He played Medvedev in the quarterfinals. It was really tight, but Tsitsipas managed to get through it 6-3, 7-6, 7-5. That 3rd set especially, Medvedev was close to winning it, but Tsitsipas managed to win that as well. In that match, he served 3 aces, converted 4 out of 7 break points, and in that match, he really played extremely well. And now we get to take on Zverev, and he has a head-to-head lead over Zverev, so he'll be confident, but Zverev also recently defeated him this year, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens against Zverev. His opponent Zverev hadn't been at his best all tournament, but he's managed to make him. He's played well, but not at his best, but he's managed to still make it through these encounters. He's also been having a great season. He won Madrid he's the previous champion there, and he won it again this year. He also managed to make the quarterfinal of the Australian Open and also win Acapulco. So he's been in pretty good form this year. While he has had some inconsistencies, he has been in generally pretty good form for the most part. And he's also made his first Grand Slam semifinal here at the French Open, and his road has not been easy by any means, especially considering that he had to play 5 sets in his first round match. But he managed to make it through. His first round match, as I said, was against fellow German Otte, and he lost his first 2 sets, and it looked like he was going to lose, but he managed to come back and win it 3-6, 3-6, 6-2, 6-2, 6-0. Since then, he has not dropped a set, so pretty good from Zverev. In the second round against Safiullin, he beat him in straight sets tight, 7-6, 6-3, 7-6. In that match, he won 80% of the first 5 points, but he did hit 10 double faults, so not the best serving performance from Zverev, because he did hit 10 double faults. In his third round match against Jura, he beat him in straight sets 6-2, 7-5, 6-2. He converted 7 out of 10 break points, are pretty good from Zverev. Against Nishikori, which was a tough test, which was supposed to be a tough match, but he managed to beat him easily 6-4, 6-1, 6-1. He served 5 aces in that match, pretty good from Zverev. Against Davidovich Fokina, he beat him 6-4, 6-1, 6-1 in that match. And now he's going to play Tsitsipas, who will be confident because he has beaten Tsitsipas this year. But he also has to remember that Tsitsipas is also better. He's playing really well, and this is clay, so this is going to be a different proposition. Now, these two opponents have met 7 times, and Tsitsipas has the head-to-head lead 5-2. In Acapulco, Zverev managed to win it in straight sets 6-4, 7-6. That was the only encounter they've had this year, and they've only played once on the clay courts in Madrid in 2019. Tsitsipas managed to win that one in 3 sets. So this one, I think Tsitsipas will win this in straight sets. I think that while Zverev is playing well, he hasn't really been at his best, and he hasn't really faced an opponent that has been really high ranked. Tsitsipas has had to get through Medvedev. He's gone also through Carreño Busta, through Isner. Well, Zverev hasn't really played an opponent that is really like, he's been playing well, but he hasn't played a really tough opponent yet. So I'm going to pick Tsitsipas to win. It's going to be straight, and it's probably going to be tight. And I have a feeling Zverev will win, but I'm going to pick Tsitsipas to win because he's been playing really well. So I'm going to pick him to win in straight sets.